Gutter Worx always well hung, just like Justin Barsha or Jason Anderson. Or, I mean, Cole's not here to weigh in. I don't know. I'm not really good at measuring, dick sizes in pants like he is. So maybe Jet, not sure. I mean, we could tell, what he's got there with those pants. Like I said, if they come out with them, I'm going to have to get a pair because make it look huge, but whatever. Anyway, Gutter Worx. Make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. Southwest Michigan area. You need some gutters, some exterior modifications on your home. They can help you out. So, all right. Aaron Plessinger finally gets one.
Look, man, the Moto gods owed him one after Detroit last year.
Yep.
They really did. They really did.
Yep. And, I mean, this is kind of poetic justice because we all kind of thought he might do this last week. And then last week was just, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was just 5th place.
Yeah.
So, okay, great. Yeah, I mean, this is...
Here's the thing, man.
He's kind of the guy we expect to do shit like this in the mud.
The first one's always the hardest. And once you get the first one, it makes it a whole lot easier because obviously at that point it's a mental thing. It's not a talent thing. We all know that AP is super talented on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
We all kind of thought a lot of us thought he would have already had one way back after 2018 when he won outdoors and Supercross on the 250. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not definitely saying that all of a sudden he's going to win the title and he's going to go on this huge streak of winning 6, 7 in a row. But I'm here to say, man, he's one of those guys that has the talent. He's been doing this long enough. He's got some veteran savvy. He's obviously clicking and gelling with that bike. He loves the team. He's at a point in his career where I think he realizes that, like, hey, man, I need to, not to make a cowboy reference, but grab the bull by the horns and get shit done at this point. Because, he's not old by any means, but he's definitely been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
So he only has so many years left. And we all kind of talk about like what role he's going to go into when he's done. He's going to go to the GNCC side, but I don't know, man. Like he could be one of those guys that now that he's got the confidence that, hey, man, I can do this. It doesn't matter if it's mud, dry, or whatever. Because he's led mains before. Detroit last year, that was his. He was gone. Mm-hmm. He can mix it up, man. He can really mix it up.
Look, I've kind of stated here for the last couple of weeks because he got a 5th place and a 5th place. And I said to Cole last week, I was like, look, man, he's going to be one of those guys. If he continues like this, he's going to do 5th, 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 3rd, 4th, 5th, 5th, obviously a win now, whatever. And you're going to get to the end of the season. It's going to be like Mookie. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, holy shit, like I didn't really see him all season, but bam, he's like 3rd in points. Like that's what's going to happen because there's going to be the top 2 guys who are going to really battle it out. And then he's just going to be lurking there at the rate he's riding right now.
And I still stand by my comment, and I'll say this as we go through the names as we go through it. I wish I was as confident as you, and obviously as Isaac. I don't believe any of these dudes right now have really cemented in my mind that. And I know it's mud races. Shit happens. Last night was 2 weeks ago was more of a traditional mud race. Like when you think of mud, you just think of deep mud, which actually it's easier to ride in the deep shit than it is the greasy stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas last night was more that borderline by the end of the main where it was just like riding on a skate rink. But still, it's part of riding dirt bikes, man. Get over it. I don't know, man. Like he could just be one of those things where like he could surprise and just pull a win off, in the middle of the season. And we're like, well, he got the first one. So now the mental, which we all know with these guys, they're, mental freaks that it's always getting over that hump. It's never the talent thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's definitely not a title favorite, but once again, he's got the red plate.
I think he's going to lurk. Like I said, I think he's going to lurk, and you're going to get done with the season, and it's going to be much like a Mookie. Like, oh, he's 3rd place. And it's just going to be like, how'd that happen? Then you go through, and you're like, oh, well, 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 4, 5, 5, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 5. Like it's going to be like, what the fuck?
And the crazy thing is that he's better outdoors than he is in Supercross.
Yeah.
So if he keeps this rolling all the way into outdoors, like, now you're looking at a guy that is not going to be battling for the championship. But now, once again, you're looking at a dude that's like, okay, well, maybe he could get second, 3rd in the points or whatever. But
I'll be honest. Do I see him winning another one? No, I don't.
I mean, I didn't see him winning this one. Everybody talks about him in the mud, but
last week didn't go well.
Somebody pointed this out. He has like 2 mud race wins in his entire career, and they were both on 250s. So everybody thinks of him because he's a GNCC guy and he's from Ohio, and he states how much he loves riding the mud, but he doesn't really win in the mud. It's kind of the same thing with Barsha up until last year in East Rutherford. Like they like riding in the mud, but it's not like they dominate every time there's a mud race. There's a lot of races where Barsha just didn't show up at mud races. So you could say that, and I couldn't argue with you with facts, but I didn't see him winning last night either. Like, everybody keeps talking about this, and I was like, yeah, okay. So, I don't know. I mean, is the likelihood of him winning another one? No, probably not, but...
Low.
He's got the first one out of the way, man. Got the first one out of the way.
He does.
And he's got a nice little cushion already going into next weekend as far as points over third place and beyond.
Yeah.
You know, Chase is only 1 point down, but...
Yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah. All right. So, second place, Cooper Webb there. Only guy with 2 podiums through the 3 rounds, and rode really well last night.
Well, Chase has got 2 podiums. A1, remember? Coop went down.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
3-1.
Anyway, sorry, my facts were off there. Anyway, but 2 podiums here in a row, and man, I don't know. What do you think of the Sexton thing? Do you think he did it on purpose?
Can I say that it's half and half? If that makes any sense? I don't think he blatantly was like, oh my God,
He sped up.
He did, but I also think that with the craziness and Chase just trying to move forward and not hit the ground, it's not like that was front of brain for him. That I'm gonna hold up Coop so my teammate AP can get a dub.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with you if I think it was 50-50 because even in the press conference, Webb made the comment too of like, I was racing my teammate while we were lapping him and I didn't understand it type thing. So I think there was a lot between those two. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Let me just... Anybody who talked shit last week on Jet getting lapped, go fuck yourselves. All of you can go fuck yourselves 8 times and twice on Sunday, all right? Because guess what now? Eli Tomac and Chase Sexton have also been fucking lapped.
Can I ask you the question, though? And the whole lapping thing, it is what it is, dude. It's a mud race. Do you believe, though, had Chase and Eli not went down on the first lap, and Eli went down on the... No, it was first lap, both of them. Do you think they would have been in that position, though, where they both got lapped?
I mean... Okay, so here's
the thing. You don't know.
Without getting too upset or trying to sound like too much of a Jet homer, if Jet doesn't blow that first turn last week trying to get the whole shot in the heat race, is Jet's whole weekend different?
No. Dude, he made way too many mistakes to believe that he was going to win last week.
So if he doesn't go down last week, like 3 times, then does he do better than 9th last week? I mean,
probably.
I mean, we can play if, ands, what's, or buts all day long, okay? Here's the point. Last week, those two got a start. They rode a clean race, and they fucking dominated, and Jet had a shit day and fucking got lapped.
Yeah.
Now, we're complete opposite. Jet gets a start. Jet has a decent day. Those two have a shit start. Go down. They get fucking lapped. Yeah. Okay, great. Cool. So for all of you, now here's the thing. I understand, and we have T-shirts coming for all of you who don't like Jetson. We have a T-shirt idea. I haven't even told you about this yet. In fact, we have a Jetson and a Deigo T-shirt coming for all of us here because this is going to be great. I'm excited. But, dude, I mean, I don't know. We're way off track on Webb here. Webb is definitely here to play for the title. But, as Brayton said all day long in race day, Brayton had the same thing with race day live as Ricky had last week with the wheelbarrow thing, which was, I mean, it's a mutter. We don't, we're going to be 3 races in. We don't really know because we had a weird, the first round's always weird. Second round was a complete mud fest. Last night was slightly better, but still, and now we got a triple crown, which is the point I made on the reaction show last night. Like, we're going to go into round 5 at Detroit, have no idea what the West Coast guys are like because obviously they've had to do this, but now they're going to be off.
We have three different winners and 3 different rounds.
Yeah, and in the 450 class, we also aren't going to have a fucking clue.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think we're going to have a clue until we come back from our 2-week break and go to round 7 in Arlington.
Probably, yes.
Because Detroit, who knows, depending on what the weather's going to be like, because it could be fucking hard packed and how it's been the last couple of years, or it could be like Indy last year where it hits bottom and it's just survival mode because the track broke down so much. And then we go into Glendale, which is the first time we've been there, I think, in a long time where it's not been a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And who knows, because that track always seems to be crazy because of obviously the way the dirt, same thing as Detroit, the way the dirt breaks down.
Yep.
I don't really believe in either class. Well, obviously by then we'll be full East Coast. I don't think we're going to really know who's doing what until we go to round 7 in Arlington. And these guys get like an actual break.
Yeah.
Which why I stand by the point of I don't think any of these dudes, at least in the 450 class, can go, yeah, I'm super confident that I know actually where I stand right now. So, yeah, I don't know. As far as Coop goes, I stand by my comment that I made after A1. He's the one guy that I look at that if you go to round 10 or 11 and he's within touching distance of the points, you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
But as far as him at this point, we don't know. We don't really know. I mean, is it more likely that the first round up until he hit the deck on the hip jump is where he's at? Yeah, for sure. But you don't know.
Maybe, but again here, and this is what everybody's been talking about all week, Eli and them said they made major work on the bike between A1 and San Francisco.
And let's be real, we know that Eli, as far as West Coast races go, he does not care about the beginning of the series.
But obviously that didn't work out because we've had 2 mud races now. Yeah. Chase, same thing. They've made apparently strides on the bike since the first round. But again, we haven't seen those strides, so like they can feel good at the test track, which is what they felt coming in, and it didn't go well. So I don't know, man. This is interesting for us, but it's also at the same time, I'm like, oh my God.
Because then also,
can we just have a few regular rounds here?
You look at A1 and you look how good Anderson rode, and then you look at the last 2 weeks. Now, obviously, last night was better than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, dude, he struggled really bad at round 2. And then last night, obviously, he was good.
Yeah.
And then he gets second at the first round. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. So Barsha bounces back, gets the podium on 3rd there. He could be dangerous late season because
he was last year.
He's coming in not preprepared.
And he also was dealing with
injuries.
a virus, apparently.
Yeah, and whatever's going on there.
And he looks like death last week.
Yeah, so he could be really dangerous when you get to the end of the season because he openly stated in the press conference last night he's kind of riding back into shape here.
Well, I mean, dude, look at how he ended last year up until he hit the ground. Like, he was solid. He's pretty much top 5 for how many rounds in a row to end the season before he got hurt?
Yeah, so he could be sneaky good late in the year here, which kind of is interesting because I feel like that could be a monkey wrench in a lot of title chase things. Anything else you want to talk about with him? I don't have a whole lot.
No, I pretty much agree with that statement because of the fact that, once again, he's not 100% right now, and he last week was dealing with some type of virus where he did look like death.
Yeah.
So, like, I give him mad credit for even riding because, you know, he could have just said, yeah, I'm not feeling it today. So you don't know. And you know, if you go off the way last year ended before he got hurt, there's no reason not to believe that he can't replicate that when he gets to be 100%.
Yeah. All right, so Jet is 4th. He rode really well last night, I felt, because he did not get a great start.
No, he didn't get a great start. One of them. He didn't get a great start in the heat. He didn't get a great start in the main.
No. Now, let me say this here. In that 450 heat there, so he skims the whoops. And I have here in big capital letters, that was fucking crazy.
He did get a little help in the fact, though, that everybody on the inside literally played follow the leader, and they all bunched up, and he had a clear track to just bang through them.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you know, you got to commit to it, and, you know, you got to know how to stay on top, so I'm not taking credit away from him.
He did that, and I went, whoa. Then he came around the second lap and did it again, and I went, whoa. And then he came around the 3rd lap and crashed, and I went, you should have stopped it too, asshole.
And then the thing is if you look at and you look at Eli and you just go, Eli's just working his way through this heat race and doesn't need to win, and it's an experience thing, man. This is the difference with Supercross and outdoors. Like Jet,
Eli had that VRM, baby.
Jet is still realizing what it's like to be a guy that's going to be there week in and week out as far as Supercross.
Yeah.
Supercross is concerned that there's some times where you just don't really need to win the heat race, man. You don't need to win the heat race, and you know, you just keep building towards the main, and you know, you start searching for lines that are going to work at the end of the main. And yeah, I mean, that heat race was just I'm not going to say rookie because he's not a rookie. He's a rookie in 450 Supercross, but he's not a rookie as 450 is concerned.
Yeah.
It's just you got to ride with your head a little bit more than your talent.
Kid mistake is what it is. So yeah, no, when it worked the first 2 laps and you pulled a 3-second gap, that is when you go, okay, cool. Now I just need to do the safe stuff here like everybody else is doing. I'll be fine, which he would have been. But he didn't. He kept trying to play that game. He rolled the dice, and guess what? Dice jumped up, bit him in the ass.
Which is going to happen a lot more on the 450 than it is on the 250.
Yeah, but as far as the rest of it, what did you think of that press day crash he had?
I just don't think he had the traction, plain and simple.
You think that's what it was? Was he spun going up that face
Yeah.
there?
I mean, I don't think it was like a blatant spin, but the thing though too, that just you didn't have a huge transition and there was no real face, and it was dry as shit. So like there was no traction.
So I've watched several videos, not only of that, but of other guys jumping that. I think that jump was trickier than anticipated because there were a lot of guys that I saw clank it.
Yeah.
There were a couple I saw overshoot. Eli overshot the shit out of it in press day. I'm dumbfounded with what Jet did because it was so, I mean, it was like me trying to jump it. It was so short.
And this is and everybody said, and this is once again, and I don't mean to harp on this, but this is and it's a learning thing. Everybody goes through it. Obviously, Stu went through it. Ricky went through it. You know, the only person that I can't really think of that didn't go through it a lot was RV. Granted, he got hurt, but he didn't really make a lot of these mistakes, but he didn't really throughout his career. I'm going, okay, I understand sizing up sections, but you have an idea that it's going to rain. So that section is probably not going to be a viable option through the weekend. What's the point of going table over 2? And I get it. It's Jet. He thinks that he's invincible at this point, but this is what I keep saying with him. He's only going to get so many more of these before it actually comes, because let's be real, other than his rookie year, Jet has been, I don't want to say lucky, because it also goes into his training and his body being strong enough and flexible to not get hurt. He's only going to have so many more of these before he actually gets bit.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to see the kid get bit on doing something that was just unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the 5 out at A1 going into the rhythm section. Like, why, dude? I get why you're doing that, but he had to look at that and go, yeah, this is probably not a line that's going to, like, I'm going to do it every lap. And let's be real, it probably was never actually going to be doable in the race anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thing. If I wouldn't have seen so many other people do it, I'd probably be a lot more on board with you with, like, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, why do this?
But how many times did they actually do it consistently, though?
So I don't know. I can, obviously, I'm not there. I can only see the videos that people post. But I do know that there was a substantial amount of other dudes that were also doing that. So, like, it's not like it was wild and crazy. It's not like the 5. Like, he was the only one that I think did the 5. Maybe there was 1 or 2 other guys that even tried it. But he was the only one that even tried that or sized it. But, yeah, you just got to be smarter than that. And, again, what the fuck happened? Because you didn't clank it. You nosed into the fucking, like, up ramp of that fourth jump there. So I don't know.
I keep looking at some of this stuff, and he's only got so many more of these before he's not going to be able to just get away with it.
Yeah.
And it would be a real bummer for him to get hurt on doing something that was totally unnecessary.
Yeah. But back to the race with him too. I thought this was a good bounce back ride after last week. He was moving forward. He was on it. He
was moving forward, and he wasn't moving forward. Because if you look at his lap times, as far as the top 3 goes, he wasn't making up time on them.
Was that when he was following
No,
Ando,
that was closing
on
to Anderson. He literally, if you looked at it, he stayed within a 21 to 24 second gap almost the whole entire time. And then when he got into a JA, like, it went back to 30. Yeah. Because obviously those two are screwing around with each other. But yeah, because I was looking at that because I was like, yeah, he's not. The farthest he's going to go is 4th. But I was curious. I'm like, well, now he's got a little bit of a clear track. He's coming up on Ando. Like, where's he going to go? And then I was like, oh, can he drop a little bit? Because that'd be a good indicator. Oh, if he'd have got a start, maybe he'd have been up there, whatever. Yeah. And I'm looking and I'm going, yeah, he's not making up any time on those dudes. Now, I don't know as far as the lap, like what his fastest lap was as opposed to them. I'm just looking consistently. And I think the most he ever got it down to at one point was 20. But then the next lap, it went up to 22.5. So he was not making up time on the leaders. Yeah. But he was making up time, so you're right. He obviously moved forward. He moved up forward a lot. But he wasn't making up time on the top 3.
What are your thoughts on the Jason Anderson? Not the post-race stuff. Have you watched anything as far as, like, during the race here?
No, man. It was, dude, this is welcome to the 450 class, man.
Yeah.
Like, Jet's going to realize this isn't outdoors where you can just blow by dudes. Like, you have to be more crafty. And I think, honestly, a lot of that was him getting frustrated because, let's be real, Jet, his entire career outside of his rookie year, he's been able to close up on dudes, and either they get all freaked out because it's Jet and the moment overwhelms them, or he's used to just being able to square up underneath them, drive through the section, gap them, or rail around the outside or whatever. And that's just not going to work in the 450 class. Now, yes, is there going to be guys that you're just faster than? Okay, of course, yes. He's one of the most talented dudes in the class. And he's one of the fastest dudes. And he's still one of the title favorites. But Jason Anderson is a 450 champion in his own right. He's been doing this half of Jet's life. Because Jet's 20, right?
Yeah.
So Anderson has literally been a professional half of Jet's life. Mm-hmm. Anderson is a grown man. He knows how to race Supercross and use his IQ. You're not just going to go around dudes. And Jet's going to have to realize there's going to be times where he's going to get into it with Anderson or Barsha or Eli or some of these other dudes. And if your speed is not good enough where because they know how to play the game and run a wide bike and, anticipate what you're going to do, same thing with Coop, you're going to have to figure out other ways and search for lines and not get frustrated. And I looked at that and I'm like, yeah, Jet's getting a little pissed off. He's getting frustrated. And then obviously that's when the gap started going back and back and back. And this is going to happen every time he races Anderson.
Yeah.
Like whether Ando's pissed at him or not, which let's be real, he probably is not happy with him. And I agree with your statement. Don't screw with Jason Anderson. Because you will be put on the ground.
It's not the best move.
Because he's the one guy next to Barsha that Anderson will put you on the ground. And the first time it happens will be the last time it happens. Jet can't play that game with him.
Any issue with the pass Jet made on him?
I don't have an issue with any of that.
Okay.
No.
I don't either.
No.
Do you think, did Jet make contact with him? Did you look at it close enough?
I think he bumped him, but as far as like contact, let's be real, this is the 450 class, so contact is like a subjective thing.
He didn't saw off your front end.
Yeah. But I think Jet is going to, and maybe he now realizes, this is going to be a lot harder to work your way through the pack, which why I keep saying, if Jet doesn't get a start, he's not going to blow through the pack on these guys.
And let's face it, those Hondas did not get starts last night.
No.
They could not figure out traction on that grate with the amount of moisture and everything else. They spun everywhere.
But I think this was a big learning experience for him that it's not like the old days where if he gets a 10th place start, he's working his way towards the front.
How do you feel about his public apology /
I didn't see the apology.
Grease in the palm of J.A.?
I didn't see the apology.
It was on his story. So it was, hey, let my emotions get the best of me after. I'm paraphrasing here as best I can.
For sure.
I let my emotions get the best of me after the race at AMA. I will be more than happy to pay his fine. It was my fault anyway. I initiated it. So please send the invoice to me. And also you get how did he put it? Ando, you get free Lawrence Zone passes for the rest of the year or something, which I'm like,
funny.
I'm not really sure why he would want that. I mean, I'm like, is it funny or did Anderson really be like, yo, I want free Lawrence Zone passes because I'm going to give people VIP shit or whatever? I don't know.
I think it's kind of like a Barsha Anderson thing of a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, like I'll buy your merch.
But here's the problem. We all saw how that went later on as we got down the season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest, and this is just I've watched Jason Anderson for a long time. I was around him a little bit when he was an amateur for quite a few years. Anderson, honestly, behind the scenes, would probably tell Jet to take that apology and shove it up his ass.
More than likely.
Anderson doesn't care. He's a grown man with a kid, with a wife and kid. He looks at it as, yeah, man, I got buddies, but every time you beat me, you're taking money off my family's plate.
Yeah.
And not necessarily Jet, anybody. This is not just a shot at Jet. I don't think Anderson cares. And I'm looking at Jet and I'm going, man, that's not the dude you want to get into it with. And I understand you're young and you got the moment, got it the best of you at the time, and it's probably not going to happen again. But I think you're now on Anderson's radar.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, and we kind of saw this last night, so when Jet finally did go, okay, cool, I guess I'm going to have to make contact with him, like I'm not going to be able to just square it up and go anywhere. And that could be track dependent. That could be just how fast JA is. We don't really know because it was a mud race, right?
Yeah.
But we did see it. Once he decided, okay, cool, I guess I'm going to have to make some contact to make the pass. He went up, did the bump, and he was gone.
For sure.
So the thing is like, yeah, Anderson can fuck with him. Anderson can fuck with him when he's lapping him. Anderson can fuck with him if he's in front of him. But here's the thing. If Ando's not in front of him, which, again, we don't really know anything because we're 3 rounds in and we've had 2 mud races and a fucking A1. If Ando can't get off the gate with him and stuff, like, there's nothing Anderson can do. And Anderson can only do so much when he's getting lapped before the AMA will step in because Jet's... This is going to sound bad. Jet's the golden child, but I think that has to do with the points leader, period. Like, they're not going to let anybody fuck with the points leader too bad. You know what I'm saying?
The problem, though, all it takes is one move, one takeout.
Yeah.
For you to get your points ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, too. So, I don't know. I mean, Ando's definitely not the guy that you want to do that with.
And I'm just
We'll see how
waiting.
this-
And I'm
we'll
just
see how this
waiting
goes
for the
going forward.
I'm waiting for the moment that he gets into it, Barsha. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. There's no way in my mind that he goes through the whole entire season with not having a moment with Barsha.
Do you think, though, that maybe because of this moment here that we had with Anderson, that we don't run into that issue because we get Dazzy in our ear being like, you can't do dumb fucking shit like
If
this,
he
idiot.
wasn't 20, 100%. But we all remember what it was like to be 20 years old. Obviously, we
true.
don't know what it's like to be Jet at 20 years old.
No, I don't.
But we all were 20 years old. And let's be real, we all know what the testosterone was like at certain times. And it's kind of one of those.
Even higher when it's Prado's sister, you know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we remember what it's
Yeah.
like to be 20. And especially like Jet, hey, man, I'm the big shit on the block and I'm the big dog. I just would like to believe that even with having Dazzy and Mertz and Johnny O in his ear, hey, man, don't do something stupid. But that's easy to say before you get on track. It's another thing when you get on track and those voices aren't just in your ear anymore.
Yeah.
So hope it doesn't happen. I hope we don't I hope his season doesn't get ruined by some dumb shit like that. But we've seen enough over the years that anytime Anderson and Barsha are involved, and once again, he still has yet to have a weekend. Now, granted, this guy's not going to take him out, where him and Coot play the back and forth game.
This is also true, man.
So there's a lot of things that if I'm with Jet and I'm going, yeah, man, like I just need to take a beat some of these times. He needs to realize that he's going to have to be smarter with some of his passes. And then there's other guys where he just doesn't have to worry about anything. You know?
And again, this all could have been avoided too had he not stopped. I mean, I give the kid credit though. Big fucking balls last night because, dude, he finger wagged him over like when I saw that other angle. And I know some of you guys have jumped on my ass about my reaction video because you were like, oh, well, Jet grabbed his helmet first and stuff. And yes, he did. Like, I also have now watched multiple angles and multiple views and all that stuff. And man, I gotta tell you though, watching this 20-year-old kid to this savvy veteran finger wag him over, like, hey, get over here.
And then, like I said, after it happened, he realizes this isn't the 250 class anymore, man.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing I wish though. Fuck, dude, don't do the apology.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we go about the owning it.
Like, don't do the apology. Be like, put it out publicly of like your thoughts on the situation, but don't do the apology.
It's kind of like last year to end after Chicagoland.
Sean Strickland.
We're not going to get into fighting.
Yo,
man.
we are. I have it in my notes. We're going to talk about this.
It's just.
But just fucking own it. Just be like, dude, Ando was, because a lot of people are saying in the comments, and again, this is where I ask if you really paid too close attention to it, that he was brake checking him and cross jumping him. And again, I haven't gone back and watched it a second time here. I've been busy today, so I don't really know per se. I mean, I guess if that's happening, okay, I can see. But outside of that, I was like, I don't understand what you're upset about.
I didn't see it, but here's the thing. I don't like it because obviously we went over this last year at Thunder Valley with Deegan.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it.
No.
I had it happen to me quite a bit back in the day. I don't like it. But it's Jason Anderson. So it's like, you need to realize who you're racing.
Yep.
So, but yeah, the whole finger wagging thing, I could have told him, yeah, don't do that with Anderson, man. Because that all seemed cool. But then the moment that Anderson grabbed a hold of his helmet and he's literally yanking that kid's neck down, I think Jet had a realization, I'm not dealing with children anymore. I'm dealing with grown men with families that have been doing this for a long time. This is not going to end well for me. Because God forbid, it's not going to happen, but God forbid, he does that to somebody that doesn't care about knocking him on his ass.
I wish we would have seen a Ron Cotta fucking...
Nah, those kids can't fight their way in a paper bag.
Villeman fucking reincarnation. Oh my god, be
No,
fucking
because
great.
those two are small compared to Villeman and Ron Cotta. But anyways,
All right, let's
good
move
bounce
on.
back for Jet.
Yeah, and I mean we're 4 points out, so like we're still in this. So
Yeah, of course. Honestly, I still just don't know where
dude, I got a little worried last week. You know, we got ninth, and I was like, ooh, that's
I
bad.
still don't know where he stands though, man. That's the
No.
crazy thing is.
Like I said, we need to get a few dry ones here. All right, so Ando 5th.
Good
Okay, ninth place in points. Like
Salvaged
the thing is like he's ninth in points. I don't know how many down he is, to be honest with you, but it's not out of range at this
Isn't
point.
there like 4 dudes that are all like 10 and 11 points? It's like
yeah,
Eli,
there's-
Ando,
there's,
Roxon.
Ando, Webb, and Ferrandis are all 11
Dylan.
points
Yeah.
down in third.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kenny had a really bad night last
Yes.
night, so he would have been in that to begin. Now he's not.
Yes. Dylan's another one, sneaky good, sixth
Sneaky,
place there,
sneaky,
just like top
sneaky.
five and top five and top five and.
This feels different too, man. This feels different than
Just-
years past.
He likes that Honda.
I know he
likes
does.
that
Well,
Honda
it's a
a lot.
Honda. Well,
Please,
of course he's going to.
please.
Make it
Please
to outdoors.
just get to outdoors.
Just make it to outdoors, man.
That's the only thing I like. If when I see him at the races, I'm just gonna be like, bro, please just don't hit the deck and die in Supercross so you can make it to outdoors, because you and outdoors on this Honda is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we could have a Honda 1-2 map.
Podium.
Yeah, I don't know about Hunter 3, but a Honda 1-2.
Podium, baby. Podium. Hunter can get third.
He's not beating Sexton.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no part of me that believes he can beat Sexton outdoors. Sorry.
Maybe. I don't know. Speaking of Hunter, 7th. Okay.
He's just... I don't,
Any issue with him being in A practice last week? Because this was a big debacle. Because he didn't qualify in A1, so he should have technically been in B practice.
Technically, but dude, there have been guys that shouldn't have been in A group, and they were, or B guys that were in A group, and I don't know. It is what it is, dude. He's one of the 22 best on the line. It is what it is. Like, I don't care. And obviously, there's favoritism there. I don't care anybody that says there's not. There is. Whatever.
Look, here's the thing with it. Okay, back in the day when Stu made his forfeit or his premier class, whatever you want to call it, debut, they also put him in B group for the first session and immediately took him out because it was a fucking danger to the rest of the B group guys because he was so much faster.
There's a point where you just if as a fan, if you're latching onto that to be upset about,
yeah,
the
Lawrence brothers get special treatment. All right,
you really need to look at yourself in the mirror and go, oh, whatever.
Look, if y'all don't want the Lawrence brothers to have special treatment, then somebody's got to beat them.
And they actually are beating them.
And they
now.
are beating them, which is fine. The problem's going to be is that if Jet wins this title, it doesn't matter if he only wins 5 races this year and wins this title. They're still going to keep continuing to do what they're doing.
But hey, here's the thing, though. Dazzy went on that run after A1, and he was totally right. They're beating him. So here's the thing. And neither of them are the points leader.
Great.
So,
that's fine.
Hey, man, they're doing what they're doing. So
I don't see Jet and Hunter out there like being like, yeah, we're the fucking men.
No,
now.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with you. I'm saying they're beating him. So like, everybody's like, hey, Dazzy's like, if you want to be better than us, beat us.
Here's the real problem. Okay, me and Cole talked about this last week. I'd be interested to get your take on it. Okay, we want to transcend the sport, right? Because we want to grow the sport.
Yeah.
So who do you get to transcend the sport? Eli Tomac hiding out in the woods isn't transcending the sport. Who's going to transcend the sport?
Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, and Hayden Deegan.
Yep. So guess who's going to get shoved down your throat by the promoter, which is what's happening. Jet, Hunter, and Deegan.
What do you think happens? What do you think happens though? And I guess this is a huge hypothetical. What do you think happens to that momentum though? And this is not me believing. This is just me asking the question. That if Hunter's not going to win the Supercross title. If Jet doesn't win the 450 Supercross title and Hayden doesn't win a title this year, do you think any of that momentum stops? Now, obviously, Jet could go outdoors and go 22-0 again, but like as far as Supercross is concerned,
I don't think the Jet train slows down here unless
not
he's
even
just
a little bit,
unless he's completely out of it. But if he's battling down to the last couple of rounds here. Nah, they're going to keep doing the same.
Do you think some of it tones down, though, a little bit?
No.
Because it's hard to shove a guy down your throat that he's going to win the title when he doesn't win.
It's coming from the top, okay?
Well, yeah.
So until it gets to, like, he would have to either be hurt and not here, or he's going to have to be, like, 5th place and beyond. But the fact that he's, like, through 3 rounds, he's had ups and downs, he's 4 points out, no way.
What about Deegan, though?
We're going to keep getting that.
What about Deegan if he doesn't win a title this year? And all you fans, I'm not saying he's not going to win a title.
Here we go.
No, I'm asking the question. If he doesn't win a title, do you think some of that momentum stops? Because
I'm just saying, oh boy, here we go, because I know what the comments that are coming from this.
Yeah,
alone.
Because they're not going to listen to my words that are coming out of my mouth, and I'm asking the question, what if he doesn't win the title? Or a title?
Well, then you know it's because he had the wrist injury in the offseason here.
Okay. And no, I just wanted your take on that, like, because you're right. Those are the 3 that are going to transcend the sport at this point.
And so you're going to have to deal with a lot of them. So everybody who's complaining and bitching and all that stuff about them, like, dude, okay, fine. Then you don't want the sport to grow. That's okay. That's on you, dude. That's your problem. I want the sport to grow. So whether I love him or hate him, which again, I'm not really like a huge Deegan fan, but like I like the fact that he can transcend the sport here. Yeah, and I like Brian. Like, okay, cool, great. Shove him down everybody's throat. That's fine. Whatever. He sells tickets. I would love to see fucking 10,000 13-year-old girls who have never fucking been to a Supercross race show up with their dads at the Supercross race because they want to see Hayden Deegan. That's fine. Let's sell 10,000 extra tickets like that to people who haven't before. Let's sell 10,000 fucking jerseys. Let's sell 10,000 more Deegan. Let's sell all of it. Let's do it. Let's have them watch. Let's have those 10,000 girls watch this show and tell me that I'm an idiot because I'm not a Hayden Deegan person. Let's do it. That's fine. Rising tide raises all boats. I'm in it.
Yep. No, I agree. I agree with all of it.
Okay, we're way off the rails here.
Whatever.
Back at it. Sexton, 8th place. Got lapped!
I'm actually... Wait, did we jump around there for a second?
No, Hunter was 7th. Dylan was 6th. Hunter was 7th. Chase is 8th.
I'm actually very proud of Chase because...
He didn't quit?
Exactly. Because in years past, he could have just shut his brain off and I'm going to try to pull the trigger at...
Sexton down again.
Yeah. And fucking lost the front 10 different times, and now all of a sudden he's 18th, and he's, instead of 1 point out of first, he's 15. I am very proud of Chase.
Played the teammate game.
Yeah.
Pulled some blocking for AP there.
Not a Chase homer all of a sudden, but I am very proud of him because when he went down on that first lap, I'm thinking, oh boy, here's where it happens. Here's where Chase blows it. I know it's round 3, but now all of a sudden Chase goes from being the points leader. He crashes 5 times because he shuts his brain off and just doesn't,
I made that same comment during the live show that he was going to fucking just continue to dart himself
and
here.
Here's the thing. He's second in points, and he's 1 point down.
Yep.
So I am very proud of Chase Sexton. Very proud of him.
That was a good ride to salvage things. I'll tell you what, I didn't think he was going to get up here.
No.
In the top 10.
No, I'll be honest with you. I was looking at it, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm going, man, he's 12th, 13th, 7, 8 minutes to go. And then he's just picking dudes off, and I'm all right, man.
Because honestly, what I thought with the way he was riding, because we could see him kind of moving through, and I'm like, he's pushing, he's rushing, he's going to go down again. This track doesn't allow you to do that. And he pulled it off somehow, so good job on him to get 8.
It might be a different year for him, man.
Maybe. We'll see. Another guy who had a really good night there for salvaging stuff, Eli Tomac, 9th.
Same thing, man. And we've said this before, and we watched it enough. Eli, the first half of the season,
first 3 rounds,
does not
9-2-9.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, man. He doesn't care. He's building himself back into shape.
Almost raced himself back out from being a lap down.
Yeah, you can
which
tell.
Was weird.
You can tell that he still doesn't look 100% comfortable. And once again, these are mud races. Doesn't look 100% comfortable trying to up his pace. Mm-hmm. If I were to guess, he's probably riding at about 80% right now.
Says everything's fine. He said he was a little nervous, and
everybody says that, man.
But everything's
fine. I don't.
Everything's fine.
I don't
Justin, hey, listen to me. I'm a vessel. I'm just repeating the words that came out of Tomac's mouth. Everything's fine.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Everything's fine. We're on to A2. Diener the Wiener, 10th. Okay. Good.
Had to go through the LCQ.
Good finish for Dino.
Yeah, I don't know.
He won the retro look this week. Did you see him walking in? Jean shorts, smoking the ciggy. Awesome.
Had a Rockstar can in his hand.
Rockstar can, just great. Prado 11th. He's in for round 4.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
You want to know why?
Because he wants to tick all the boxes before he goes back.
No, that is not why.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna do. You want to do a little down to the right for a moment?
Sure.
You haven't heard this?
Is this a TLR tinfoil hat?
No, this is not. Well, I mean, it's not a tinfoil hat. It's pretty much factual, but it is very interesting. First round's getting canceled of GPs.
Really?
Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the Argentinian government is not going to pay for it.
Surprise.
Yep.
That doesn't surprise me at all because that guy's awesome down there.
The Argentinian government is not going to pay for it, and it's a big bummer. Because of the fact that I don't know if I think it's pronounced Aguadia. There's gonna be probably somebody in the comments that's gonna flame me for that. Is actually one of the most scenic tracks that the GPs, actually the world has, because it literally goes up and through the mountains and stuff. But that race, surprisingly enough, the Argentinian people love that race. They've actually last year, they're such big superstars when they go down there. There was talks of especially Prado and all the some of the local, I don't want to call them privateers. Dude, they couldn't even get through the streets because there were people bum rushing them like they were movie stars.
Huh.
So the fans down there are very passionate, kind of like they are with football. But, apparently it's not in the Argentinian government's budget this year.
Well,
and now
that new Argentinian president is a fucking awesome guy.
And now it sounds like there's actually talks of some of these other tracks that we're going to. We're going to China, and I'm going to hold my breath on that one. Going to literally go to Japan to China. Once again, we'll see when we get to that point. Hold my breath. I'd probably die. Yeah, some of these governments are going to stop paying for these because it's not in their budgets anymore. Like these smaller countries.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Yeah, so that's why Prado's in, because he made the statement. I think this came out Monday or Tuesday, and he got word that if it was going to get canceled, that he was not going to go. But here's the thing: lucky for him, the first round now is in Lugo, Spain, in his hometown. So the first round is now going to be in his home country. Not that far. I'm pretty sure from where he grew up. I might be wrong on that, but a lot of people everything I've seen, it's not that far from where he grew up. So now he's going to go race Supercross, and then he's going to go get ready, and the first GP is going to be literally right in his backyard.
God, any chance I'm going to get to see him at Detroit?
Unfortunately, no. He's got to go. He's got to go back at some point. But
he's riding. It's fine.
But no, it's because the first GP is getting canceled.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting, right?
Breaking news: Prado in for round 4.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, hey, man, he's ticking the boxes. He's putting in laps. He's not lawn darted himself into the ground yet. He's just kind of there.
Testing.
He's testing.
He's testing.
Well, I mean, he's testing for next year because he's coming over.
And it's going to be dangerous next year.
He's going to be. I think it's still going to take him a little bit as far as getting Supercross dialed in. But 2025 outdoors next season over here.
He's going to be a late season Supercross guy next year. And then outdoors.
Oh, dude, I am looking forward to the Prado Jet Lawrence.
Actually, I don't know. Do you think it's going to be as good outdoors because he can't run the GP bike?
I think it'll be fine. I'm gonna hold my opinion on Prado is kind of like Jet. He's too talented not to make the bike work. I think he's actually going to be more happy with the engine package than he is.
A smoke show.
Well, anyways, super looking forward to the
Jet pegged her.
Prado Jet Lawrence battles we're about to have in 2025. Because holy crap, God, they're going to be good. It's going to suck for everyone else involved.
I think it's going to be really good, but he might be in trouble because
I don't think so, man.
I think he pissed off Jet when he made those comments on Gypsy Tales about how he was overrated.
Here's the problem. You're talking about a guy that gets just as good a starts as you do, though.
I know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, Jet could go out and just beat him.
I'll tell you what. I'm here for it. Dude.
Oh, I'm here for it, too.
I'm here for it.
And then I'm looking forward when Hurlings comes over.
Oh, you mean 26 when he comes over and rides that Star Bike?
Not on a Star Bike, but yeah, 26.
He's coming on a Star Bike, dude. Oh, man. I've been arguing with people in the comments just like you all day long. He would never leave KTM. Have you listened to Jace's podcast? He's not happy with KTM.
It's a very weird thing to think about that in 2026 in the 450 class, there's a real possibility that it's going to be...
And outdoors.
Outdoors, but yeah. Jet Lawrence, Jorge Prado, Jeffrey Hurlings, and possibly Tom Vial. Mm-hmm. And then you have Hunter Lawrence. Yeah, that's weird.
It's going to be awesome.
That could be like the top 5 in the 450 class and not a damn American to be seen.
I'm so pumped. I'm so excited.
Every American is going to go to the race and go, I want Ricky Carmichael back.
You want to know what else I'm excited about? Camping at Redbud this year.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be a good time.
Dude, it's so good.
It's going to be a good time.
So good. I'm so excited.
I'm actually kind of, we're getting way off track, but this is what we do on this show.
Whatever.
I am actually more excited for the National this year than I have in a long time because it's like, dude, we can just chill out the whole time. We don't have to worry about rushing, getting up at like 5 in the morning.
Bro, can we go, since this is, here we go. Here we go. Since this is my 10-year anniversary going to Redbud here.
Yeah, this is my 30-something.
Can we do a full-blown retro get-up for Amateur Day? Like, you wear, like, the clear Oakley glasses. We get you a fanny to take me to the line. Like,
wait, are you racing?
Probably.
Okay.
Unless I get hurt, which we're hoping doesn't happen.
Can I just get some really bright pink shorts?
Yes!
Because now I have like no problem wearing that kind of stuff. I might just get some really bright pink shorts.
Dude, can we get you a fanny and the clear fucking Oakleys? And
sure.
And you can take me to the line, and I'll get all retro kitted out. And
I'm not wearing like cowboy boots or any of that shit.
I didn't want that. Nobody wants to see that.
I'm doing it.
But yeah,
I will wear the
take me to the line there for D class. Like that'll be sick.
I will wear it.
This will be. This is going to be awesome.
I will definitely wear it because honestly,
the content's coming, people. Because this is for anyone who doesn't know here. And sorry, we are a little bit off track here. This is going to be my 10th year going to Redbud. I started in 2014 was my first national, and I've gone every year since then. Including both the COVID races in the fall there. And so me and Justin decided, since it's been several years since we've camped and it's been 10 years since I've started going, we're going to rent a big RV, whether it's Class C, Class A, whatever, tow the trailer down there. I'm going to race as much as I can over the weekend. We're going to hang out all weekend. Man, maybe we'll take the old Starlink, do some fucking live streaming from down there.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it, man.
So we're excited because we haven't camped. We've been driving back and forth to Redbud, so this is gonna be cool.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's get back to the racing.
Back to it. Okay, so Prado 11th. Kenny had, dude, I thought Kenny was gonna win. He gets 12th last night. I called it in the qualifying show. I called it at the beginning of the 450 main and the live show I was doing there. I thought Kenny had this, dude. This was Kenny's race to lose, and
he was really wishing he had that starter. He was really wishing he had that starter when he went down.
They're working on it. I know. So,
no, man, Kenny it's been a while since we've seen him toss one away with the lead. Kenny doing Kenny things, man. I've said this for the last 2 years. Kenny, at this point, anything he does doesn't really surprise me anymore because we've seen, if you really think about it, we've almost seen every version of Kenny at this point in his career. The guy that's struggled with confidence, struggled to stay healthy. The guy that rips a start, gaps, makes you run him down. You can't run him down. Rips a start, fades, has enough left in the tank to give you a little bit of trouble.
He's still going to win one this year, right?
If I remember correctly, I didn't call him for a win. I think I have to retract that statement, and I think he probably is going to win one. Man, I can't believe I'm going to go with this because obviously as good as Jet is there, and Eli is even better than Jet there. Dude, he might win Daytona.
Ooh, you think so?
I said might.
Because somebody was talking about this on something I was listening to. Where
I think Jet and Eli
they were
like a ridiculous battle because both of them are so good at Daytona.
They literally said that like this was the first year in however many years going into Daytona that they were like, Eli's going to have to try to win because of Jet. Because they're like, dude, Jet's going to be so... I mean, you look at how good he was at those SMX rounds.
I really hope Eli is 100 by the time we get to Daytona because the battle that is going to ensue between those two, Eli...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Maybe... I guess I'm just saying that because if Kenny has got... Like, if he keeps getting on the box and he keeps leading races and winning heat races and being the top board of practice, he's going to have that confidence. And it's not like he's dookie at Daytona. Like, he's led laps there and he's battled for wins. I just think it's like, look, man, that is the one race that I feel he's going to have the closest because of the fact that he can rip a start. And even though obviously lap times are 1 minute and 15, that is one of those by the time you get into the 450 main. If you got a 15 plus second gap, it's very hard for you to be willing to really push the pace unless you're just 4 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I agree though. I retract my statement. I think he is going to get one. So, I hope.
Yeah, just rough. Like I said, I called him to win last night. I thought that was his deal to win there. And when he got that start, because he was like second in the first corner, but he immediately got to the lead, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when he didn't really take off, I went, oh, that's not good. And then he goes down, and it just spiraled from there. AC 13th, he had a rough night. Ride the LCQ.
I think I'm finally at the point that now, every time I watch AC ride, I'm glad that he's still out there.
Yep.
Because I think he's finally, and I've heard some, and everybody talks about this, but I've heard some things about some of the interviews he gives behind the scenes that they're not the most upbeat when it talks about his injury, as opposed to what you hear on the broadcast.
I don't think he's very pumped.
But I think he has also now finally realized, and I think actually it was last year was the first year he really realized, this is just who he is at this point.
Yeah.
I think for a long time it took him, and he still believed that he could win titles. And I think now he's finally realized that he's at the point of his career that's never going to be him ever again.
No.
I guess it's such a bummer to look back on that he got pushed into this too early in his career. He was not ready.
Nope.
He was not ready.
Nope.
So
100%. So Justin Cooper rips the whole shot there in the main. That was a great start out
and
of
then decided to
nowhere.
go off the track.
Yeah, then decides to go off the track. Ends up 14th. I think Justin Cooper's been doing just what we thought Justin Cooper was going to do.
Do you feel like we have a good? I think we all have an idea because we all predicted a certain place, placing for him. I still don't think A1 was close.
Yeah.
But I still don't think we have a good gauge on where he is.
No,
year.
no, not yet. No, we need a few of these dry races, dude. That's all there is.
Maybe
to
we'll
it.
get in Detroit.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get it this weekend. I mean, he was always pretty good at the Triple Crowns on the 250.
Yeah, we'll see. So, all right, 15th, Benny Bloss gets Beta in there in the main.
Yeah, because John Short sure doesn't.
And has typical Benny issues, so that's okay. Shane goes from riding the mud excellent to riding not worth a shit for 16th there. Freddie Noren, 17th.
I didn't like the Chevy trucks.
Really? I was pretty pumped on those.
I think
that was cool.
I mean, I love the old Chevy trucks graphics, obviously being a Stu guy from back in the day, but I thought that whoever did their graphics missed the mark.
Huh, interesting. I thought they were fine.
I actually liked the, I love the Yamahas. The Star Bikes always look great, especially with the purple.
Yeah, they were phenomenal.
Mint, crispy.
Still everyone, I'm on the lookout for one of those pink, purplish, whatever the hell you want to call them, FMF pipes. So if you have one of those limited edition ones for the 2021 YZ250F, I will buy it for uber amounts of money.
I actually,
even though I'm poor.
Hot take, I actually liked the retro Yamaha graphics that were on Cole Thompson and Robbie Wageman's bikes.
The
white with the blue. Yeah. Those were like the mid 90s.
Okay. Yep.
I actually liked them more. It was more clean in my opinion. Yeah.
I thought all three of those Yamaha graphics were good. Those, the Star bikes, and the what's it called? The Club MX bikes. I thought all of those were good.
What'd you think of Chisholm and Shane's old school RM graphics?
Couldn't get into those that much.
Yeah.
Just wasn't a huge fan of those, so that didn't really do a whole lot for me. I liked the Honda graphics and stuff too. That was cool, very period correct. So that was fine. Wasn't my favorite, but it was fine. Again, I think it was the qualifying show. My favorite was the Chevy trucks one there, just because fond memories of those bikes there, obviously with Stu and Ricky and everybody. So, all right, moving on. Cade Clayson, dude, ripped that start in the, was it Heat 2? Heat 1. Heat 1, dude. 450 Heat 1. He rips a whole shot.
Look, man, Cade's getting...
I don't know where it came from, but he ripped a whole shot. And the gear was sick then at that point. That was another lit kit.
At least people are talking about Cade other than for being a jackass.
I mean, that was okay.
Yeah.
That was okay. So, 18th, he's a main event guy here. All right, next two. Bro, tell me you're not pushing that for the Husky team.
Oh, yeah.
Stu, 19th, on the ground, again.
Dude, I don't...
Do you think that Christian Craig and Malcolm Stewart will even be alive here by the end of the year? Or you think they're just going to hang themselves from the fucking trailer?
Luckily, they are on a team where their team manager remembers their name. So
this is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Stu was 19th. Craig was 20th. This is terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening over there.
There is nothing happening over there.
I don't understand what's happening. And this is not a bike issue anymore. I don't believe this is a bike thing. I think this is starting to become a them thing. I think Christian is really wishing he never moved from Star.
This is bad.
And
I feel bad for both of them.
I don't think they need to be on that team next year.
We don't have words for this because we don't really know what to say.
I mean,
it's so bad.
When RJ bumps up, one of them is them getting bumped off the team, dude.
Dude, I don't think either one of them want to ride for that team, to be honest with you, anymore.
Well, that may be that as it may, but I'm sorry to say, and I obviously like both of them. Obviously, we're big Christian Craig fans on this podcast. Y'all really need to produce to have a say with where you freaking ride, because you may not want to be on that team. I'm sorry. What team do you deserve to ride on?
I don't know. This is bad though. This is so bad. Like, hopefully
nobody is going to give you an option. Y'all haven't done anything through 3 rounds.
Like, hopefully they turn it around, man. But this is terrible.
I mean, we can go to a Triple Crown. We can go to the Triple Crown this weekend, and maybe they get top 10. But dude, I don't know. And the whole, like, at this point, Malcolm, I have no confidence that Mookie speed is even a thing anymore.
No. It's weird, though, because we've got 2 mud races in A1. In A1, he went down, obviously. And then the 2 mud races just hasn't gone. I mean, he was on the ground last night, too, so I don't know. Rod Bell, 21st. And then Vince Freeze, 22nd.
Cool.
And that's your 450 race recap brought to you by Gutter Works. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.